What's going on, guys? Zuko back with another Dragonflight video. I hope you're all doing very, very well. This is the Resto Shaman video. I've been trying to make this for a little while, but Blizzard has made a crazy bunch of announcements over the past week, and it's pushed back my timeline on this video a little bit. But let's talk about Resto Shaman in 10.1, which is obviously what we're in now, and what has potentially changed. I want to talk about some talents. I want to talk about the tier set bonus that's coming that you can get now. I haven't been able to get any quite yet, but this is something you'll be able to have access to, and how is that going to change your rotation? So generally speaking, Resto Shaman's in a very good place in 10.1. On sub creation, it's doing some of the highest keys right now that are possible. It's probably one of the best healers, I think, for Mythic Plus, if that's what you're looking to do. I think it's okay in Raid. Let me just put this over here for a sec. If you look at Mythic Plus, you can see sub creation, it has it right at the top here as an S healer for Mythic Plus right now. I think I would totally agree. It's doing some of the highest keys, which is super great. If you look at the Raid, it's not bad. It's A tier. So again, I think you're in a really good place if you've chosen to stick with Resto Shaman right now. That's just from all the different parses that have been done by the top end players. So what do I think about it here? I think that it's in a really good spot. I think it has lots of damage still, with things like Stormkeeper and Acid Rain pumping out a lot of your damage. I think that my situation with the Primordial Stones has actually changed a little bit. I'm going to get to that in a minute. I'm not running DPS stones anymore, and that's again because of the massive 25% increase to enemy damage and 25% increase to player health. That has dramatically affected healing in general, and I think that that's going to be the biggest point I want to start with, is that we are really feeling the effects of that change. That 25% more damage dealt by the enemies and 25% more health on allies. It's kind of like a double dip because our healing didn't get buffed. So we have to work on our allies who have bigger health bars now. We have to heal for more to get them to full. And the enemies are hitting our allies harder, so they're losing health at a more rapid pace. So we have to work a lot harder right now to do our healing. That's for every healer across the board. We all have to work really, really hard to get our allies topped up to full health, which can be kind of frustrating, but that's just sort of the way it is now. It's not the end of the world, and really what I've done in response to that, the first thing I've done is change my Primordial Stones. So if you're looking for solutions on how to make your healing better, if you've been struggling with healing in patch 10.1 here, then this is going to help fix it a lot. So this is the Deluging Water Stone, 424. I've got the Exuding Steam Stone, which is the really big one. This is the big one. You must get this one. And then I also kept my Crit Stone, because we end up critting a lot, of course, with our automatic crit from Lava Burst, and then with our current tier set bonus, we're getting 10% extra crit from Healing Stream Totem. So these stones are actually really, really good. They are going to improve your healing massively. If we take a look at a dungeon that I did here, you can see the Exuding Steam Stone is actually doing like 11% of my healing, I think, on its own. 6.1, 4.6, it's actually like 12 or 13%. There's a lot of overhealing there, but this thing is massive. I don't know why Details shows it like this. This is really bothering me. I was trying to fix this earlier, but I couldn't figure out a way to fix it. I guess it's just combining these two together. Sorry. That's what it's doing there. I see it now. So it's combining these two things together. So it ends up being 6.1% of my healing, and then the Deluging Waterstone is 3%. So 9% of my healing is coming just from the stones. 9% extra healing. Again, we're in this world where it's more difficult to heal than it's ever been before. You're getting 9% extra healing from the stones. If you don't have these things yet, you need to get them. The Exuding Steam Stone and the Deluging Water Stone, they're good for Raid and Mythic Plus, in my opinion. So especially as you're progging right now in Raid, it's very, very good to have these. Now, the damage that I did was definitely less than I'm used to doing, but you can see my Storm Infused Stone still did 8.3% of my damage overall. Really, really good. So I would encourage you guys to keep this this Storm Stone to do your damage that you want to do, and then I would pick up these Water Stones to do extra healing. The Exuding Steam Stone especially. All you have to do is keep a Riptide on yourself at all times, because it says receiving heals has a chance to restore health to allies. It is a massive amount of healing, so definitely do that. Let's look at talents really quickly. This is the talent setup I have right now. This is not a good setup, and I've been really sad by this, but things like Earthen Wall Totem are not showing up for me as much as I want them to lately. I don't know why, but Earthen Wall Totem is just like shitting the bed. So it did like 1.2% of my healing overall in this dungeon, This Halls of Infusion, it did 1.7% of my healing overall. This Neltharion, it did 1.1% of my healing overall. Like, I think in a raid scenario, Earthen Wall maybe gets a bit more value, but oh my god, man. It is just not healing right now. I don't know what is going on. This thing used to be an amazing ability, and it just seems to, like, not have scaled. So, here's some changes that I think you should make to your tree, okay? You should get rid of Earthen Wall, and then I had 2 points in Torrent just to get there. I think that's probably not the play. Instead, here's what you should end up doing. A lot of the top sub-creation guys are also not running Ancestral Awakening anymore. Let's see if that's doing any healing at all. Again, it looks like it's pretty low here. 2.8% is okay, but it's not great. Ancestral Awakening here, 2.8% once again. And then up here, it's another 2. What the hell? It's 2.8% again. I don't know. Is it literally the exact same every time? That's crazy. How is it the same? It's the exact same. That's wild. Anyway, 2.8% is not that much. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to get rid of our Earthen Wall, and we're going to get rid of Ancestral Awakening, and then we're going to start going down the Primordial Wave route. This is what you should do. Take this here, and then take Healing Wave up here. Oops. Whatever. Let me just do this manually. Healing Wave, Primordial Wave. Take this. We want Tidebringer. And then you can go High Tide or Primal Telecore. I think High Tide's fine. And then you want to go and get Ascendance down here. So you're going to drop Earth Living Weapon and pick up a Chirping Rune. Here's what your talent tree should probably look like after this is all said and done. No more Earth Living Weapon. I mean, lots of people have not been running Earth Living Weapon for a very, very long time. What you can do is pick up these Chirping Runes. So it imbues your weapon. Your healing spells have a high chance to heal your target for 8,000 health. Very, very good. Apply that sucker. It's not going to do as much healing as Earth Living does, but having to invest into Earth Living just means you're taking away from these other things. So Primordial Wave is going to be very, very good. Of course, you have to take Healing Wave if you want that. Let me move that there. I'll put this here now. And then, actually, I'll put Primordial Wave there, and we'll put the totem, like, over here somewhere. I'm going to need this later, but you're going to want the Primordial Wave line because, again, it adds a Riptide for free to people, and if you don't know, guys, the new tier set bonus that's coming has big, big interaction with Riptide. This is why I'm saying you might want to take Primal Telecore as well. Let's look at what the new tier set bonus does. When you cast Healing Rain, each ally with Riptide on them is healed for 21k. That's a lot. So the more Riptides that you have, the better it's going to be. If you have 7, 8, 9 Riptides going, and you hit your Healing Rain, it's going to do 21k healing to 9 people. Right? That's almost like 210,000 healing. That's about 185,000 healing in one button. So your ability to spread Riptides is really important now once you start getting the new tier set bonus, okay? Especially the 2 set is insane. So I think taking Primordial Wave again is going to be a really big deal. Reducing its cooldown by 15 seconds means it's a 30-second cooldown, which again is really good. And you could take Primal Telecore if you want to. I think that High Tide is going to be very strong. But this is a good talent setup for now, both for Mythic Plus and for Raid. For Raid, you're going to want to change probably like maybe to Overflowing Shores, get rid of Acid Rain. You might make a couple of adjustments here. You can also take Cloudburst Totem if you don't want to do the Healing Stream Totem. I love the Healing Stream Totem stuff, but Cloudburst is very good, and it's also better in a raid scenario. So, you know, obviously make a couple of adjustments there, but this is kind of the new hotness, what we're doing. You're probably going to switch over to Primordial Wave if you weren't doing this already, okay? This is kind of the tree that you're going to want to look at. Now, let me look at some footage that I was running through a dungeon here. This was a Neltharion's Lair plus 14, which if you guys don't know, is probably the hardest dungeon right now. Now, it has been nerfed a couple of times, which is really good. Let me grab this here.
Actually, it's the other way around.
It did get nerfed twice, so you can see right here, we've got Noraxis got nerfed, Toxic Wretch, and Hurling Rocks got. That's the next boss coming, the second boss. And then, so this was with the nerfs. This dungeon that we're doing was with the nerfs. Now, here's an example of what not to do on Rockmora. Rockmora, you need to kill the ads. Very important. Every time he does his big slam, he does extra damage based on how many ads are present when he slams. There's little skitter guys. So make sure that you're killing the ads as quickly as possible. Here, there's 2 ads right here, and he's going to do Shatter. Watch this. We literally die.
What? Oh, the ads. Too many ads.
I don't know why I lived here. Why did I live? Let me look here. Oh, man, it did so much damage. So anyway, that's what you don't want to do. You need to kill the ads very, very quickly. Make sure you kill them as quickly as possible, okay? Otherwise, you're going to have a wipe like us. But don't worry about it. Even if you wipe in this dungeon, you can actually get up and try again. And this time, we end up managing the ads very, very carefully. This fight, you know, in terms of healing, you want to save your chain heals, especially if you get a high tide proc. You want to try and save it so that when he does his big slam, you can do it right after that. You can also pop Spearwalker's Grace right after he does his big slam, and you can heal. I pop it right now, Spearwalker's Grace, and I can start casting my chain heal right after. And even though it moves me, it doesn't matter because I have Spearwalker's Grace rolling. Yeah, so you can see it's a pretty easy fight once you get the ads managed under control. It's not a big deal. I end up linking us here. Not a big problem. Rockmora should not be too much of an issue for you. If you ignore the ads, you will get punished severely. So just remember that, okay?
Night, Heather.
Let's move forward here. Let's get to the second boss, which was actually giving us a lot of trouble on a higher key. We ended up doing... We tried this on like a plus 16 before the nerfs even came in. And we were getting absolutely dumpstered. So this boss fight, this entire dungeon is still very hard. But thank God all the nerfs have come in. Blizzard have responded very quickly and given us some really, really good nerfs for this dungeon. You have to watch for the falling rocks, the avalanche. There is a way to dodge avalanche. It's very hard, though. You have to be, like, pre-moving. Right as he's starting to cast avalanche, you have to move before he even gets the cast off, or else you're going to end up taking damage. So right here, we're not moving at all, and everybody's taking a lot of damage from avalanche. So you need to move. This isn't even fortified. This is tyrannical. Look at the heal. I'm doing 88k healing right now. So we'll move on to the boss fight here. Here's the boss fight. Important things on this fight. Dodge these. Don't get touched by the hands. If you get touched by the hands, you die, basically. Okay? And then he's going to get to, and his energy bar is going to fill up. And he's going to start spawning these idols. Once his energy bar fills up, he goes into the middle and starts doing the little puzzle. But these idols need to die very quickly. For us as a Resto Shaman, excuse me, I would save like Stormkeeper here. Stormkeeper is good to get those chain lightnings in to do lots of damage to those idols. Because when the idols are present, they're going to start dropping avalanche rocks on everybody. And that does a lot of damage. So
we're going to get one more set of totems that we need to kill.
We get one more set of the totems here right before he goes under and does this little puzzle thing. As the healer in this key, it's kind of your job to watch the puzzle, in my opinion. Everybody else can do it too, but he's going to start spawning the idols right now, and then everybody else is going to be busy killing them. He's going to go to the middle of the room. So really, it's up to us, honestly, to just watch where he goes here, okay? So try to zoom your camera out a little bit and be in a position where you can watch this. There it is. It's down here. Now it's over there. Now it's right there. It's with the pair. So it can be really hard. If you don't do this right on a tyrannical fight, you will just die in this section. I'm telling you right now. Basically, what you want to do as a Resto Shaman here, pop Spearwalker's Grace and pop every cooldown that you have. It's actually insane. I actually went overboard here because I thought we were not going to do as much damage. I'm not sure what happened here. The nerfs that were done to this dungeon are on the next boss, but it really felt like they nerfed this boss as well.
There's no way they didn't nerf that.
Because we tried this on a 16, and it was insanely hard. Like, we couldn't get through that transition there. I don't know what was going on, but anyway, that's how you do that fight. And then you're going to push forward into the Neuraxis area, kill all these little lurkers and the Drogbar, okay? Sorry, I'm skipping a lot here. Here we go. This boss fight here. This is the hard one. This is what's giving people a lot of trouble. This is the boss that also got nerfed, okay?
Alright. First nerf boss.
So here we go. The reason this is so hard is because that there's little Drogbar up on the cliffs and they're shooting you with rocks the entire time, which is super annoying.
Really hard.
The Drogbar ads need to die, okay? They can be slowed. They cannot be stunned, but they can be slowed with Earthbind Totem. So I know I'm clicking my Earthbind Totem. You can yell at me in the comments, but put Earthbind Totem down. Rancid Maw goes out. Now here's the hard part right here. He poisons everybody while spewing a bunch of green shit. This is where your Poison Cleansing Totem is clutch. You need to bring Poison Cleansing Totem to this fight, okay? I don't use it on this first one. I use it on the next one when he starts spitting again.
Okay, good.
So here we're doing damage. Here comes Rancid Maw. This is just circles around people. Rancid Maw will overlap sometimes with the poison, which is really annoying. Here comes the poison again. I drop Poison Cleansing Totem right now, I think. Did I drop it right now? Maybe I drop it on the next one. I'm not even sure. I missed a drop there. That's actually really important. I should have dropped it earlier. So this is me continuing to mess up this fight. I didn't realize how valuable it was. On the next spit, I believe I drop it right here. So there, Poison Cleansing Totem is out. It already got rid of my poison right away. And now it's going to get rid of the monks, and then it got rid of Asterials, and then it got rid of Joe's. So actually huge. And then you can totemic recall. I'm doing it right now. You can totemic recall that totem and get it back for the next one.
Joe's gonna run.
Watch what Joe does here.
You just pop.
Death advance.
Death's advance.
He's just death advancing and
He's
standing
staring at
there.
the worm. Look at that.
Yeah.
That's
Alpha
amazing.
move.
That is definitely awesome.
The most
that's
alpha you can
great.
get. So hilarious. So then here comes the poison again. I think I dropped my Poison Cleansing Totem again. Yes, I do. It clears Joe's, and then it clears mine, and then it's going to clear Asterials. That is so huge, guys. The damage that poison does is insane, and the value of Poison Cleansing Totem could not be better. So then I drop my Slow Totem once again. I pop Ascendance. This is a rough moment right here, but this is great to have Ascendance for. Get your chain heals going. This is where like a Primordial Wave combo would be really, really good. If I had it, I don't have it here because I wasn't doing the better build. I was doing a really kind of bad build here, to be honest. We're still doing 66k HPS. That's kind of what is required in this. Almost 70k, I think. Again, we have Poison Cleansing Totem back if we need it. Joe's doing Death's Advance. He's getting tongued. We are basically running out of mana. So again, that's another reason why the Primordial Wave build is better, because you're using healing, instead of healing Surge, you're just using healing Wave to heal everybody.
Holy
so,
shit, we did it.
but we got through it. We got through Neuraxis on a
That felt
14.
better.
So that's with one nerf. I think it's been
Still not
nerfed a
17,
second time
whatever.
since then. So it should be much, much easier now. I think on Sub Creation, I saw that people were doing like plus 21 keys already.
Nice
So,
Harrell. Nice Harrell.
yeah.
True. Actually.
It's definitely doable now.
65.
Okay, let me move to the final boss. The final boss is actually pretty rough.
End up actually perfect.
So here we go. This fight, you need to... It's all about putting these walls close to the boss. So we've already failed. This wall needs to be very close to the boss. Because when the ad spawns... This is actually not terrible. When this ad spawns, it pulses AoE damage. You need to bring that to the wall right away. So you need to have a wall... Look at how much damage we're taking. If that wall was really like 10 yards closer, then the ad would have ran into it. I'm not even bringing it to a wall here because I didn't even realize how to do this. I don't know why. I totally forgot how to do this dungeon, but this is not what you're supposed to do at all. You're supposed to walk him into the wall like 100%, okay? I think Rich is telling me how to do it right now. Then we have the big slam. Make sure you're standing behind a wall when he does Magma Wave. There's Magma Wave there. I'm doing 73k HPS. Like, we're doing lots of healing. This is how good it is right now. But my mana's gone because I screwed it up. I screwed it up so hard. So there's the wall. It's much closer to the boss this time, which is really good. I think we end up wiping here. There's the ad.
Drag him into the wall.
Then we have to drag him into the wall this time. But I'm basically out of mana because I was such an 8 last time. Even this is too much. This is not good enough. We need to have the wall closer. The sterile ends up dying. You don't want this ad pulsing, like, at all. If he pulses for more than, like, a couple seconds, you're done. So I think we end up wiping here. Let me just check. Yeah, we end up wiping. Good. This is a good lesson, okay? So we get back to the boss. We start him again. This time, we put the ad... Again, this is fairly close now. This wall's a little bit better. There's the ad. It's still kind of far away, to be honest. I should have put the wall closer, legitimately. But this time, we run him into the wall. We take that pulsing damage, but it only lasts for about 4 seconds. But even that wasn't as good. We could have done better there, okay?
Those extra couple steps there were pretty bad. So
That's what I'm saying. So, yeah, make sure we get the walls close. So this wall is really far away, but we're not going to get an ad. This isn't a problem right now. This wall's much better. But again, it doesn't matter because we're not getting an ad right now. You only get one ad basically per phase. So here comes the big magma wave. You have to stand behind a wall here, and then he breaks the walls. And then we need to make sure our next wall is a lot closer. So if you're a range player on this fight, you have to get really close. Like, look how close there. That's much better. Look at that.
That's good.
Look at how close that is. Now the ad's going to spawn. He just does crazy damage, man. Just so much damage. There's the ad. He's only going to take like 3 steps, and then he's going to die or get stunned by the wall, which is exactly what we want.
That's way better. Boom.
That's
So good.
exactly what you want to do right there. If you're having trouble with this boss fight, that's probably your problem. Because once he hits the wall, he stops doing pulsing AoE damage. So that's exactly how you want to play that. Okay? There's still lots of damage in this fight, but if you can mitigate what that guy does, it's such a big deal.
Get behind, get behind, get behind.
Then we're doing the last phase here. Again, if I had better tools like Primordial Wave instead of Earth and Wall Totem, because apparently Earth and Wall Totem is just trash, then, yeah, it would be a lot better. And that's it. We killed him. So that's that dungeon, and that's Resto Shaman right now in a nutshell. Let me just finish off here. I think that ultimately, again, this is the talent tree you should be working with, not the one I had earlier. This is kind of the big change that I would make to in 10.1 coming from the previous patch. You can take Cloudburst if you want to. There's probably a couple modifications you could make to raid. It's all up to you, but this is probably what you want to be working with in 10.1, and I think we really are going to also want Mana Spring Totem, because holy shit, man, we run out of mana like so fast now, because our gear is like pretty hard, right? We're progressing through the content right now, so Mana Spring's really good. Nature Swiftness is really good. Poison Cleansing Totem is good for so many dungeons. Neltharion's Lair, you're also going to want it on... Let me go to the current rotation. Oldemon has a little bit of poisons, I think. Halls of Infusion has poisons. Brackenite Hallow has poisons. Underrot has some poisons. So there's so many good reasons to take this talent. So that's it for Resto Shaman. It's in a really, really good place. The numbers are fine. I think you should switch your talent build to what I've got on screen here for you. And other than that, we're looking really, really good in 10.1. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I love you all. I will see you in the next one.